What's good, artists? It's Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com here with another Artist Marketing 911. Artists, today we're going to discuss how to submit your music to blogs. So why submit to blogs? Well, let me give you the two reasons why I started submitting to blogs early in my career. The first reason, it gives you an opportunity to establish a relationship with somebody in this industry who's considered a tastemaker. A lot of blogs are considered widely to be tastemakers. When you're a tastemaker, you're basically seen as a leader or a leading voice within a group of people. They look to you as basically a specialist. They look to you as somebody who really knows their music. So tastemakers tend to be bloggers with popular websites, popular blogs. So my first reason was I wanted to establish relationships with these tastemakers and possibly put me in front of other tastemakers. So to me, it made sense to submit my music to them. The second reason, popular blogs get a lot of traffic. They have their own audience. Typically, if you're submitting to a hip-hop blog, they already have a hip-hop audience that comes and they basically have trusted into this website to provide them quality material and to basically give them a heads up for the next artist that's going to blow up. You want to be in line with one of those artists that they co-sign. Now, are blogs absolutely necessary to submit to? No. I believe more important than blogs, you always hear me say this, is to establish a relationship with your audience. If you don't have an audience, the blog can't do nothing for you. You can't do nothing for the blog. The blogs literally are ran by traffic and advertisement. And another thing, when you're submitting to more popular blogs, you gotta have patience. You gotta understand that they are popular for a reason. And amongst the email that you sent, there's probably hundreds and not thousands of emails of artists from the US to all over the world. And even amongst that, the ones that they actually pick, they still have about 15 to 20 posts. They have multiple bloggers, 15 to 20 posts that basically put these posts up to share music. Sometimes it won't get to you. Is that a reason to have beef with the blogs? No, it's not a reason to have beef with the blogs. They are a business just like you are a business. Allow them to do business. All you can do is submit the proper way, your music, and from there, follow their instructions. You just let the chips fall where they fall. No need to force the issue. There was a few ways that I was able to get on blogs. If you look right now at Curtis King blog on Google search, there's about 211,000 results. I came in the game swinging when it came to blogs. I even tried to start up this new genre called Blog Hop that obviously didn't work. But as you can tell, the blogs have been a very big part of my success. And initially, I did it the old-fashioned way. Now, the problem that most artists have is that they get a bunch of blog emails and they find them all over the internet, or they look on the Twitter or the Facebook account and they just collect emails and they send a mass email out and they don't BCC. Oh my God. You have to BCC. If you're going to send mass emails, which I do not suggest you do initially in the beginning, I think you should establish relationships one by one, just like I did. That's how I found success. I established real relationships with these folks. But if you're going to mass email, make sure you put the email addresses that you are sending to in something called the BCC. Basically what the BCC does, not the two, what the BCC does is it hides the emails from the recipients. There's nothing worse than a blogger trusting in you that if they give you their email, you will not share it with the rest of the world. Well, guess what? When you send an email out and you put it in your two and you send it to everybody, everybody has access to the same emails. And usually that's a reason for them to blacklist you, and you will not be getting any post anytime soon. So that's the one thing. You want to make sure that you follow their criteria. How do you find out how to submit? Well, go to the blog. First of all, let's figure out if the blog is even a blog that's going to support your type of music. It's very important to see the type of post they put up. Now, you, of course, are your own artist, but you know that there are similar artists to what you do. Maybe artists you look up to, maybe artists that are eye to eye with you. Regardless of what it is, you want to figure out exactly what your sound is. You want to figure out who is similar to your sound and see where they're getting blogged at. Why? Because that's the place that's more likely to blog your music. So what you want to do, you want to basically find that similar artist, look at their latest released work, Google it, and just look at all the blogs that have blogged their music. You don't want to necessarily go attack the major blogs yet. What you want to do is you want to collect what I call the mom and pop blogs. You have folks that independently start up their blogs and they get a lot of traffic. They're just not at the top tier of the blog sites, but they're still so valuable to you because if you can get somebody that really believes in your music and really is going in for you and they're a tastemaker, it really benefits you in the long run. It's great to have relationships with people that are impressed because you just never know where they'll end up. One day they could have their own blog, the next day they could be a complex. You just never know what can happen. So what you want to do, go through the blog posts, and if they look like they're artists that are similar to you, I will go ahead and submit. Before you do, usually every blog site has a contact form. So as you look at the top tabs, you see home and you see blog and you see videos, look for contact. Go on contact. Usually on contact, they either have a contact or submission instructions. Follow those instructions to a T. Make your job so much easier. Follow the instructions. Some people want you to put your bio. I always suggest putting your bio because if you never submit it to them, they don't know who you are. So I always put in a bio. Get your high resolution photos ready in case they want to post up the picture with your song. I would also get high quality graphic arts. If you can do that, please do that. I think it's a worthwhile expense to do that when you're submitting to blogs, as well as your social networks, because what good is it for you to get blogged and be in front of this new audience that has no access to how they can get a hold of you? So you want to include maybe your Twitter, your Facebook like page, your actual website perhaps, and you want to make sure you follow all the instructions to a T. If they tell you do not submit a full project, I don't suggest submitting a full project because if somebody met you for the first time, they are not obligated to listen to anything that you give them. But if they are willing to listen and take the time to listen to what you're doing, give them one song. Don't give them a 17-track project. Give them one song. Give them something that they can sample and nibble off of and say, you know what? I would be interested in hearing more and possibly doing a piece on this project. Follow their instructions to a T. Submit to them individually. I established relationships with probably 400 blogs in the very initial beginning. And it was mostly due out of me being an amateur. Maybe there was a better way to do it, but I feel like that really worked for me in the long run because I submitted to every individual blog, whether they responded back to me or not, and I specifically geared personal messages to them. Hey, I'm actually a big fan of your writing pieces. I enjoyed your piece on so-and-so and so-and-so, and I feel like we have similar music. Well, I'm not going to waste your time. I followed your submission instructions, and bada boom, bada bang. Follow the instructions. It makes your job easier. If they don't get back to you, so what? Keep pushing. Like I said, your goal is to build an audience. If the tastemakers don't necessarily agree with you, you won't be the first person that they didn't agree with. After all, it's just one opinion about your music, just one person. You don't have to submit your music to blogs. But if you do, submit wisely, play the game correctly. This has been another Artist Marketing 911, Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com. And now a word from our sponsors. Grindhouse is the app come true for entrepreneurs. We all need an opportunity to get inspiration and motivation from a place with real value. Grind-house.com is that place. Download their app in the Apple iTunes Store or Google Play. What's good, artists? It's Curtis King, and I basically wanted to take this end portion to bring to your attention a new service that I'm providing. I just launched this week one-on-one artist and producer marketing and consultation. So basically, I'll sit with you one-on-one and answer all of your questions. Any questions that you have for me as an artist or producer, I can basically sit with you and we can formulate a plan together. I want to see you reach all of your goals, and I want to make sure that I offer you as much of my 12-year plus experience as I can to help you down your road. If you have any questions, visit CurtisKing.com, not Curtis King Beats. Visit CurtisKing.com and book a session now. Nobody understands an artist like an artist, and nobody understands a producer like a producer.